We are live. Welcome back to another Shit Talk Fridays. I'm Jeanna.
And I'm Evo.
And tonight we are drinking not wine. It is actually a little bit of a special occasion. We are celebrating my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We could hold the happy birthdays. My birthday is actually not until Monday, but since we won't see you live again until next Friday, we figured why the fuck not and celebrate it tonight. So Evo can actually tell you exactly what we're drinking because I know that it's a margarita, but I don't know what's in it.
It's just a classic margarita. You know, you can't go wrong with just a little tequila and margarita mix. It's a Trader Joe's tequila with Trader Joe's margarita mix. Nice and simple.
So let's cheers to that because I'm ready. I have not had. I will just say full disclosure. I have not had hard alcohol.
Yeah.
In a minute.
It's been a minute. So tonight's going to be interesting.
So cheers.
Especially after the live. Can you go to multi-stream, please?
Edgar, thank you so much. He said happy birthday to me anyways, and I appreciate that.
Welcome, Edgar.
I guess we never found the jalapeno, huh?
No, I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
They were supposed to be spicy margaritas. But I guess the jalapeno wasn't trying to cooperate tonight, so I don't know what the happened.
Yo, the jalapeno fucking hightailed it. He was like, not today. Yeah, Frank, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
What up, Frank?
Thank you so much for joining. So, like I said, we're celebrating my birthday. And for this year, I'm asking friends and family and viewers to donate to my favorite charity.
There's on the desktop.
And
do two things. Oh no, he can't.
Right there, Flatbush Cats. So this is my favorite charity. Flatbush Cats. Say that 3 times fast. And the reason why they're my favorite charity is because it is just regular, ordinary people who are doing God's work. They are a couple of people. It started off with a husband and wife. And they are out of Brooklyn, obviously, and they basically do TNR, trap and release, and they work throughout the community, and they go out as far as they can whenever they receive a phone call to trap, to get animals spayed and neutered and receive any medical care that they can, and then they release them back to the wild if they're living in a colony. Or if they're too feral to be adopted, because there are many cats that they trap that they then realize that they can be great. They can be great.
Pets.
They can be great pets.
I mean, and it's a great thing overall because if you don't like neuter or spay these cats, I mean they're like rats basically. I mean they'll just start multiplying.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you'll be like. It'll be an infestation of cats, right?
Yeah, so that's actually what they're trying to prevent. They're trying to prevent a large population of uncontrolled cats. So that's one of the reasons why I'm asking viewers and friends and family to donate. You can make a donation as small as $5 because all of it helps. We actually, later on in the link, I can put a direct link to their Instagram, and straight from their Instagram you can donate. We'll just put it out through the chat later on in the day. Where do we have that for Mateo to link into them?
It's on the desktop on a sticky note. So.
Actually, you know what? I'll just send it to him. So
and so like I don't know if anybody's ever. Have you ever seen a cat in heat?
Of course I've seen a cat in heat.
I don't know if everybody's ever seen a cat in heat, but if you haven't seen a cat in heat, you'll really understand. You need to see a cat in heat to understand why it is that it is so important to spade and neuter cats. I mean, you want to talk about streetwalkers.
Okay.
I mean, these cats set the bar when it comes to streetwalkers. I mean, I feel like that the term actually came from cats because when these cats are in heat, they be out there prowling,
making all types of weird noises,
looking for something. I mean, just they're looking for it. It's crazy.
So one of the reasons why it's really important to spay and neuter a cat is because it actually helps minimize aggression between cats that live on the streets. So they're less likely to fight. And why that helps is because cats have FIV, which is the feline version of HIV, and it's transmitted through bites and scratches. So if a cat is spayed or neutered, then they're less likely to get into a fight and then scratch or bite another cat. And if they have FIV, to transmit it to another cat. Yeah, I mean, so it's like really important. Really important.
Give them all catnip. You know, just smoke a little catnip. You know,
oh my God,
chill,
Evo.
peace. You know, they don't gotta fight or scratch each other.
But Mateo, I sent you the link to the Instagram, so if you could share it throughout the remainder of the live, that would be great. There was a catnip
that we had called cat. It was called catweed, right?
What is it?
I said I already did.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
What was that? What was that? The name of that catnip called?
It's marijuana.
It's meowwana.
Meowwana.
Yeah, we had a catnip called meowwana. So they listen. Just give the cat some meowwana, and you know, let them chill.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Rachel and Frank, and we have Edgar on here. I'm so happy that everyone can join us. So since it is my birthday, tonight's live is about me. No, I'm just joking. It's not about me. But we will be talking about things that I love to talk about. And I had to really like narrow it down what I wanted to talk about because a bitch like to talk about a lot of shit.
You could talk. You definitely like to talk a lot.
Hello,
thank God I'm a good listener.
Thank God, right? But hello, that's why I married you. But some of the things that I love to talk about are TV, movies, fantasy, sci-fi, comics. So I decided to talk about some of the things that's kind of like trending right now. So if you are a Marvel fan, I hope you're aware that WandaVision just came out on Disney+. Now, I want to say this about WandaVision on Disney+. I wasn't uber excited for WandaVision to watch it. Not because I dislike Scarlet Witch. I'm just not like the biggest fan of her. And I also wasn't super excited to see WandaVision on Disney Plus because I feel like as a comic character, I feel like they really downplay her powers.
Okay.
Right? Scarlet Witch has immense powers, and I just feel like throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they really didn't like show all that she's capable of. So like I'm hoping that in this show now that she has her own series, that they're really gonna show what she's about.
Isn't she Magneto's daughter?
So okay. So the story behind that is that she, in the beginning, her and her twin brother Quicksilver, they were led to believe that they were Magneto's children. Okay. Come to find out, in a later release in a comic series from my reading, is that she is not. Her and her brother are not children of Magneto. They are actually like chemically grown children that were experimented on per se.
So where did that come from? That like they were, was it just like something that was thought to be, or
no? They were led to believe, like they were told that lie.
Oh, they were told that lie.
Yeah,
oh,
they were kind of they were fed that was their they were given that, so that was their narrative.
I don't really know too much about WandaVision.
Yeah, so like if you follow the movies, you'll see that Quicksilver, he actually is looking for Magneto. He's looking for him because he believes Magneto to be his father.
What are some of Wanda? Like, what are her powers?
Well, so Scarlet Witch can manipulate reality. And she can manipulate objects. So
okay.
That's why the show is called WandaVision, because she is basically, I don't know if you understand, Vision is dead. Vision died.
Right.
In Infinity Wars. Yeah. So what you're seeing right now is her own mind. She's creating this. That's why it's called WandaVision.
Oh, so it's almost like a figment of her imagination.
No, not a figment. No, she's creating this.
Oh, that's her.
That's her power. She can manipulate reality.
Oh wow.
So
that's dangerous.
This is her story is supposed to tie into Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange and her story are supposed to tie into the third Spider-Man, where the multiverse comes into play. So I'm thinking, this is just a fucking assumption that she is going to manipulate reality to a point that Doctor Strange is going to have to step in, because reality is going to be warped to the point where it's going to bring people's realities a parallel. Thus, how we're going to get the 3 Spider-Mans.
That'll be a dope play.
Yes.
If they do link those two together like that.
And I think Doctor Strange is going to be like, hello, bitch. Like, what you doing?
Hopefully they play her up like they did for Laura Kinney in Logan.
Logan's daughter.
Logan's daughter. Well, yeah.
Well, she was busting ass.
Yeah, she was busting ass in this movie, and it turns out so she's not Logan's biological daughter, but more like his.
It was his DNA that created
DNA,
her.
yeah. So like he didn't conceive her, but they used the same DNA to create her. And let me tell you something. If anybody's seen this movie, this little girl kicked ass in this movie. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised about the actions that they played in this movie. And if you haven't seen it,
she only had two adiantimum things.
Adiantimum claws, right?
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, be sure to catch this movie because this is one you won't regret to watch.
Honestly, Logan was probably my favorite Wolverine story of all. Like, but like side note, what's a really good tidbit about that? You know that the actor that plays Wolverine, he plays Wolverine, and then he plays the younger Wolverine in the movie. He plays both characters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like they just kind of like they shave him, they like make him look a little bit more clean cut, but it's the same actor.
Oh, that's pretty.
So
can you open up the chat like a little bit more?
Yeah. So let me read some comments. So Edgar says Scarlet Witch was experimented on and eventually became one of the uncanny X-Men in the comics. And growing up as a young girl, when me and my friend Chris would sit on our front porch and read comics, I used to draw Scarlet Witch a lot because she was kind of simplistic to draw, and plus her outfit was just all red, and then she had like this kind of like M-shaped like crown, I guess you could call it. I loved her. So like when I saw her in Avengers, I wasn't really like wowed by like the way her powers were, except for when she got pissed off when they killed Vision. Then she really started busting people's asses. But so I'm just hoping that that kind of plays out in the show. But I will say this. I watched the first episode and I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting to see what I saw because basically what you're seeing is WandaVision's imaginary world of her and Vision.
Right.
And it's being portrayed as like a show from the 1950s. And you watch the first episode and it's in black and white.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, or portions of it are in black and white. So something that I want to say that I was like really pleasantly surprised about is that Deborah Jo Rupp, and if you don't know who that is by name, because honestly, I don't think I've ever really said this actress's name out loud, but she is Kitty from That 70s Show. She appears in the first episode, and she's literally playing kind of like the same kind of like snarky, kind of like witty kind of wife.
Right.
And when she stepped in, I was like so happy to see her because I haven't seen her in anything really since That 70s Show.
I love her in the 70s shows, man. That was like, especially when she used to get drunk. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite.
You know
what? She used to act that.
I was going to say that. I want to be like, yo, I love drunk Kitty.
Yeah, she used to be so funny.
She used to be like, all right.
You know
just
what it is?
Because
as an actress, you know, she played that so well from that character. Like the way she loosened up and became like kind of like a really like a drunk version of herself, you know? Mm-hmm. I thought she did a really great job on that. Yeah.
So let me read some comments. So Corey said, yes, that would be so dope. This movie is slept on hardcore, and I'm assuming that Frank is talking about Logan.
Yeah.
And Frank says, she was a total star and she had inherited Logan's instincts. Hugh Jackman has been Wolverine since the first movie in 2002. Edgar says, Logan's daughter was introduced when Wolverine's powers were taken away. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. And then Frank says, Kitty is a legend. Best last ever. Oh my God, listen to what I'm saying. I actually was like really happy to see her when she's... I don't know what it was about her character on That 70s Show that I love so much. I think I just identified with her as a wife. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I feel like the husband, sometimes he could be a little high-strung on the show. And I just feel like Kitty just used to be like, all right.
I'm going
to go drink mommy's juice and I'll be
what was great about it was that the husband played like kind of played like an Al Bundy type of role, right?
Yeah.
But then Kitty was not like Peg at all.
Yeah.
And so she brought like a whole new dimension to that.
Oh shit! You just said Peg.
Peg, remember Peg?
I love Peg from Married with Children.
Married with Children, man, that was a great show.
You know what's so crazy to me? Of course, I'm gonna do this. The amount of times that I said Kitty, all I could think about is Monsters Inc. When Boo calls when she calls him Kitty.
Kitty.
When he comes back in, she's like Kitty.
She was so cute.
Oh my god! I watched that movie for the first time the other day with Ava, and like I couldn't believe that I had never shown it to her. But I think it's because I just felt like maybe it wouldn't register with her, but she actually really enjoyed it.
I mean, there's a few movies that we held back on that we felt like
that I feel like it just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, Deborah Jo Rupp said that she went to audition for That 70s Show and nailed the character when she did the laugh for the casting crew. You know what?
I could see that.
As a person that has worked in the world of like TV and film and has actually been on the other end of casting, but not for like you know, actors and actresses, but I have partaken in casting as a whole. It is a fucking cutthroat business, and what actresses and actors have to go through, I think, is pretty crazy. And she probably went in there and was probably nervous and probably was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna like give out this little laugh. And just to know that probably is what sealed it for her, she probably was just like, wow. Because I feel like when you try to experiment with those type of things, it could be a make or break type shit.
It could. It's a bit of a risk taker. But I mean, I think that she knew that she had a unique laugh.
You think so?
Oh, come on.
But do you think that's her real laugh, or do you think that's like she made that up?
That's a good question. But the fact that she busted it out in the audition, you know, either she did it unintentionally and she nailed it with that, and that was just luck, or she had total intention and used it as a secret weapon, knowing that it was going to make her stand out.
I think that would be super smart of her.
Yeah.
Like, but she's obviously probably been acting for a while and just knows how to do it. Hi, Melissa. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. So just real quick, if you are enjoying our live, are you enjoying our streaming, please like and subscribe if you already haven't. I believe everybody on here has, and share with your friends and your family. And again, today we are celebrating my birthday. And I'm asking all friends and family, if you haven't already, because my daughter Ava's birthday was yesterday, and we asked that all friends and family donate to the same charity, which is Flatbush. Why can't I say this? Flatbush Cats. And Mateo will put the link for you again. But again, this is my favorite charity. I feel like we're doing like a telethon, right? Where I'm just like, hold on for a moment, folks. Let's talk about my favorite charity.
Please call this number at the bottom of the screen. Donate whatever you can. Every donation goes towards a cat. Save a cat.
Right?
Whatever else they say in
listen, I just love animals, period. And this is just because the reason why I'm asking for people to donate to this charity is because it's just two people. It's just two people really trying to make a difference
that need help.
And they're not a large organization, so I think every little bit helps.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm asking. So let me read some other comments. So Frank says Kitty was the perfect balance between husband and son, and Peg Bundy smoking hot to this day. I watched Married with Children, and I definitely shouldn't have. You know what? You know what? That's so crazy to me. I think our generation growing up, we probably were watching shows at an age, like I was 7 years old watching MASH. Should I have been watching MASH when I was 7 years old? Probably not. But I did it. And I think that that doesn't happen that much nowadays.
I don't remember MASH being a show that we shouldn't have been watching.
Listen, it was because their jokes were like the type of jokes that like kind of went over people's heads. So like if you were a young person watching it, you didn't get it unless you were an adult.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that you were watching it, you shouldn't have been watching it because of the jokes.
But what if I was like, I was like ahead of my times?
But then that means you should be watching it. It was either you got it or you didn't get it, because if you didn't get it, it just went over your head. Because I remember watching MASH, and I don't remember anything bad about it. Why? Because all the jokes that weren't meant for me went right over my head. I just remember that I remember as a military, medical show, like it was like where it took place in a medical tent.
Fuck, I loved MASH. I don't know what it was about MASH, but I loved it. But anyway, and then Frank says Gina clearly loves this charity. She's about to play the sad violin music while she plays a close up of a stray cat.
No, we gotta roll the Sarah McLachlan music.
Yo, right?
In the arms of an angel.
Listen, I could do for you. I have multiple videos of sad cats in my phone.
No, but let's not do that. We don't want to go there.
And then Corey, thank you for the happy birthday. Didn't appreciate watching Seinfeld until I was an adult. So I think that is so true. I actually think that we spoke about this recently when we talked about Charlie Brown. When we watched the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, there were so many things happening in that movie that I was like, I did not notice this as a child. I said, but she is a bully. I said, this person is gay. I said, this person is I forget what the other, like the things that we were just picking up.
Right.
And like the way Snoopy was treating the little bird. I was like, what is going on here?
There's definitely a few cartoons and like movies like that we need to rewatch just because of what we found out when we watched Charlie Brown. Yeah.
So Frank says MASH was not like Married with Children. There was people protesting outside of Fox Studios about the jokes on this show. Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I feel like I was pretty young when I was watching Married with Children. But like Ted Bundy, come on, bro. He was the man. But okay, so like we're getting off topic because I was talking about WandaVision. But I will say this. I watched the first episode. There's actually 2 episodes released. I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I'm going to continue watching it. I have another episode that I could watch tomorrow because tomorrow is Gina's I don't give a fuck day. And I do whatever the fuck I want on Saturdays. I eat whatever I want. I drink whatever I want.
I'm scared for tomorrow.
I only drink once a week, but tomorrow's it's eat whatever I want day and sit on the couch as long as I want day tomorrow. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was kind of tied into Disney. So Disney currently is experiencing some heat from one of their actresses that plays on The Mandalorian. And that actress is Gina Carano. She plays Cara Dune on The Mandalorian. And if you're not aware of who I'm talking about, I actually have a picture of her. So she's facing backlash from the Star Wars community over her conservative anti-mask tweets amongst what we're going through, the pandemic of COVID-19. So I just want to show you, this is the young lady that I'm talking about, Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. And to the left is actually one of her tweets that she posted, basically really poking fun at the Democrats and, you know, like how they're handling COVID-19. So because she's on The Mandalorian, people that are fans of Star Wars are basically just like, okay, Disney, you have this actress that's in one of your shows that is a huge thing right now, and her opinions and views don't align with Disney's views as a brand. So her tweets directly conflict with the company's stance on Black Lives Matter and on how they look at racism. If you actually, Mateo, if you pull it up, she actually, not the one we just had, the next one. So if you look at the statement to the left is what Disney was talking about. Okay, so this is Disney's stance on the left here about how they feel about racism and the things that they as a company are for. And on the right are tweets not from Gina. Okay, I just want to make that clear. They are from another person who posted those, basically saying that there's no such thing as systemic racism. Right. And then this actress, Gina Carano, decided that she was going to go ahead and like those tweets. Now, I don't know about you. If you're liking a tweet, then that means that you like the content. You're supporting the content.
Yeah, pretty much. You're guilty by association.
So people are pointing out on social media that they feel like her views don't align with Disney views, and basically what's happening is the Star Wars fandom is asking for her to be fired.
I mean, I think that's a little much to ask for her to get fired. You know, I mean, I don't think that Disney should be I don't feel like there's any way that Disney is going to have every single one of their actors or actresses align with their views. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, actors have a wide range of political, political views, and so it's really just going to stand on where Disney has their views and the views of their actors and actresses don't reflect their views. Now, granted, I mean, I'm sure there's a line that they need to walk.
Yeah.
You can't really go out and do, stuff that's offensive to other people. But I don't think that what she was doing was like intentionally like attacking people. Now, mind you, the first one.
Wait, say that again?
I don't think by her liking the tweet was her
intentionally attacking
people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So she liked the tweet. She may agree with it, but she's not like voicing it herself, where she's coming out and like using her platform to really like to voice that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with
her liking a tweet that says there's no such thing as systemic racism.
I mean, that it's her,
coming from a white woman in America.
It's her belief, right? Not to say that there isn't, but that's somebody's belief, right? So everybody's entitled to their own belief.
Correct. I think it would be hard for someone to believe that there's systemic racism in America when racism would not affect a white person. So I feel like that view is very hard for a white person to understand regardless.
Of course.
Systemic? I thought it's systematic.
Okay, I think it could be both. Systematic or systemic. Did I say it incorrectly? Is that what she wrote? Is that what was written? Because I couldn't see it. Regardless of the matter, I think it's very hard for a person that is not of color to say that they don't believe that exists, because they themselves would not experience it.
You're right.
Because racism is generally against people of color.
Right.
So especially when the person that's agreeing with another person, if they're both white, they are the majority, and racism usually applies to the minority.
Yeah, I mean,
but neither here nor there.
I just don't think what I'm saying. All I was saying was that I think it's a little much for them to demand for her to be fired because she liked a tweet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it wasn't just that. There were other things in addition to the first tweet that I showed you about her basically poking fun at the Democrats, and basically she's taking a stance that she doesn't necessarily believe in wearing masks.
Right. So put that picture back up of her with the shows her next to the tweet. I honestly feel like that she doesn't agree with wearing masks because look at the size of her face. I mean, how could you put a mask on that thing? I mean, she's got like
Evil just fucking went there. Evil just fucking went there.
If my face was that wide, I might have a problem wearing a mask too. As a female, it's not appealing. I get it. They don't look sexy on you. You know what I'm saying? So you're against it.
I want to read a couple of comments, and then Corey says, "Damn, Jeanna is about to take on Disney too." And then Frank wants to know who's advising her. Whatever role she plays can be rewritten and replaced. And Sonia, hi, welcome to the stream. And Frank says, it's not even guilty by association. It is her taking something and using her platform to amplify it. I agree with that.
Okay.
And then Corey says, but damn, she can keep it to herself when in a position like that. That's closely looked at. Systemic racism is more than a belief. There is more than enough evidence that it exists. And I agree that it exists. So for her to like a comment to say that it doesn't exist, I feel like she identifies with that. She identifies with that. Evil just fucking took it there, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say.
I mean, am I the only one that noticed like that she's got? I mean, listen, I from a guy standpoint, I'm actually kind of jealous of that jawline. Like she got a jawline like a man. Like I wish I had a jawline like that. I think it's serious, boy.
She's gonna come for you, Evo. Yeah, she's a former MMA fighter.
She will kick my ass. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even fight back.
Okay,
I'll just take the L.
Something that I just want to talk about really quick was that because she was catching all this fucking heat, right? She then went on a YouTube interview with a YouTuber by the name of Drunk 3PO. Now, I did everyone the favor of watching this interview. I'm just going to say this. It was fucking painful because I'm a critic. And as a YouTuber, it was like watching paint fucking dry.
Did you say Drunk 3PO?
Yeah, that's his name.
That is an oxymoron. C3PO can't get drunk.
Okay, but that's the joke. and it's and his name is C3PO. So he
I
said
C3PO. Can't get drunk.
But his name is Drunk 3PO. So he dropped the C.
What is that?
It's just a play on words, Evo.
I think that was
like I think you're going too hard into it. Okay. Anyway, I went ahead and watched this interview, and it was thoroughly painful to watch this interview because I don't even feel like this gentleman that has this YouTube channel, and you could come at me, bro, he was like not prepared. I just felt like they were just shooting the shit as two friends, but friends that only see each other once a year and are not really friends. They were just like, yeah, so yeah. I was like,
it was probably like, I met you once at a function a couple years ago. I need a guest. You need a platform because you've got like some shit that you need to straighten out.
Yeah,
so let's get together. Honestly, let's not structure anything. Let's not go back and kind of like, talk about topics and try to make a stream about it. We're just gonna shoot the shit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you something. Honestly, it was so painful to watch. It was fucking 30 minutes long. I watched the whole thing because I didn't want to be like one of those people that wasn't well informed. But I just want to give you a little excerpt of something that she said. Okay? Because when she said this, I was like, oh, this bitch is a contrarian. Okay, so she went ahead on this interview and said, people need to be okay with having conversations, having difficult conversations, having different opinion. What's wrong with having a different opinion? Why does everybody have to go straight to demoralizing someone because maybe they just don't think the way you do? Excuse me? You're talking about people having a difference of opinion, and then why do people then go directly to demoralizing? Can you just pull up that picture one more time? Is that not exactly what she was doing when she posted this tweet? Wasn't she taking shots at everyone that's on the, I guess you consider the left side of democracy? Was she not demoralizing them as people, making fun of them? So why are you gonna be mad when people come for you? And that to me is throwing that is like, what's that saying? Like throwing stones at a glass house.
Absolutely.
Like you're basically mad because people are doing the same thing to you that you did to other people. And let's have real conversation right now. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube are not the right places to have a real conversation about your political views. It needs to be on a long platform. It needs to be on a platform where you could really talk out these things, like on Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Okay? When it's more than an hour, so people could really understand where you're coming from. Right. But from a little tweet, from a little excerpt, no, that shit is not gonna fucking work.
But people do it all the time, though.
Listen, I know people do it all the time, and that's why a lot of people are getting the wrong information, is because people don't really understand what people are saying. I didn't really understand where a lot of politicians were coming from until I watched them on Joe Rogan. I didn't understand what's her Andrew Wang until I didn't understand his giving every American $1,000 until I watched him on 3 hours of Joe Rogan.
But not everybody gets a chance to go on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
So what do they got to do? They have to find over on these social media outlets that they can.
Okay, but you know what? There is Twitter Live. There is Instagram Live. Don't give me that bullshit that these people can't talk the talk. I don't want to hear that.
I think the problem is that she had no idea that she made a comment on one platform and then was contradicting herself on a whole other platform.
No, she fucking knew. She's just fucking stupid. Okay? Listen, you want to make fun of her face? I'm just going to point out the obvious. Don't play the victim. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay? And obviously you can see I get pretty fired up about this kind of shit cuz like I don't want to hear that bullshit. Like, why are people going to be demoralizing? Bitch, isn't that what you were doing? Like, I don't want to hear that.
She definitely demoralized the fucking Democrats hardcore.
My question to the audience is, do you think that if a person that works for a company has a different view, have a difference of opinion, that is directly on the opposite end of what that company's views and vision are, should that person, especially if they're very outspoken like this person is, Should that person be considered to be fired?
You know,
that is what I want to know.
It's a thin line, but I think just as a business owner, all right, if I'm being employed by someone, I'm going to make sure that I carry myself in a way that's not offensive to them and their views, as they are my boss. Okay, as long as they're
wait. Okay, say that again. You lost me.
For example, let's just say I work for somebody.
Okay.
And I know that their company motto and their company views are X, right? And I'm working for them. I'm gonna make sure that my views don't step out of line, out of what their views are. Even though I have my own, okay, I'm gonna make sure that mine don't conflict with theirs, because I may put myself in jeopardy. They may feel that because of my views and who I stand for, that they might not want to do business with me anymore. Okay, and so at the end of the day, economics don't give a fuck about your feelings. Business doesn't care about your feelings.
Okay.
So if you have to keep that separated when it comes to business. So my personal views and what I feel as personally, I should be separating from business.
Okay.
Okay, you keep
But that doesn't answer the question. She's obviously not keeping it separated.
She should have.
But she didn't.
Okay, but she didn't.
So should she be fired?
That's up to Disney. That's up to Disney. But I don't.
I'm asking you if this was okay.
So
wait. Hold on. Before we go back and forth, Mateo, can you just scroll back on some of the comments, please? Because there were some that I wasn't able to read.
Just put the cursor over the chat and okay, what you got there?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, so so Frank says, wide face or not, find a pillowcase and make it happen. Whoa. And Corey says, laughing my ass off. Evil just went there. They make masks in extra large.
Sorry, not sorry.
And then Edgar says, it was a bad attempt at sarcasm on her part, I feel. And then Frank says, public figures are allowed to question things. But if she's going to be anti-mask, blind to racism, and buy into conservative values, she's auditioning for a show on Fox News.
Oh, shit.
Not fucking Disney. Mateo, can you actually, not can you scroll up a little bit? And then, so Frank says, see, Evo keeps digging and looking for hidden messages and everything. That white van that was parked outside your house this summer is going to come back.
I'm ready for him.
Listen, we gonna get fucking canceled again.
Listen, honey, we ready for him, right?
I know. She was trying to be sarcastic at first, but when people go into her about her motives behind the post, she couldn't handle the pressure and kept putting her foot deeper into her mouth. And that's exactly what I mean, is that she thought it was funny to poke jokes, and then when people came for her fucking throat, she was like, why do people want to demoralize? Because now she want to play the victim. Okay, bye, Felicia. And then Melissa says, it depends on occupation. You can't be racist and a doctor or a lawyer. You can't be racist. Oh, okay. Mateo, can you go up for me, please? And Rachel says, she's representing the mission, vision, philosophy of that company. So if she's not upholding that publicly, then yes, that's the role she signed up for. And then Frank says, it depends on how this is being done. If she wants to talk and have a discussion, then fine. But if she's shaming mask wearers, then that's not cool. And I would agree with that. And I would agree with Frank's statement. I would also agree with Rachel's statement. And that is why I'm going to say I disagree with what you were saying earlier about when you work for a company. Why would you want to go and work for a company when you know that that company's mission and vision are polar opposite of yours?
Because, again, like I said, this is just my personal opinion. I try to keep my personal feelings and business separated. Okay? Unless the people that I'm doing business with is like, you know, I mean, really is like on the do not do business with spectrum, then that, in that case, I will not do business with them. I just simply won't. But if I have chosen to do business with someone and my views don't align with that person and that person is paying me, then I'm going to keep my personal views out of the equation for the duration of that business. Because that's being professional. That's good business. That's, for me, I'm providing a service to my client, and so that is, to me, that is good customer service. At the end of the day, I'm trying to build a reputation for my business and my brand, and I want to make sure that the service that I give is optimal and 100%. And I do that by keeping my personal opinions and my feelings out of the business relationship.
So let me pose this question to you then. If you're trying to build a business and you're trying to build a reputation, what if it comes out that you did business with someone that's openly a racist?
Okay, so again, there are certain, in that case, I would not do business with that person. So like
but what if they're okay, so let me rephrase my question. So what if they're openly a racist on social media, but they don't say anything to you? Like they don't openly.
So then if I don't know that, when something like that, if that came, in light, if that came to light while I was doing business with them, I would terminate the contract right then and there.
So do you think she should be terminated?
Again, that.
You just said you would terminate business.
I would terminate. So
so if you found out that the person you were doing business with was a racist, you're saying you would terminate business with them.
So
you're saying Disney.
Okay, what I'm saying is that that's a little bit of a gray area, because she liked to tweet.
Okay.
So does that really says she's a racist?
No, but she is obviously. I'm not saying that it says that she's a racist, but if she is,
you have to understand. Disney, if they fire her, if they don't fire her in ways that she broke her contractual obligations to her, they're liable under a lawsuit. Okay, so that's a fine line you have to dance. You can't just say Disney fire her because she liked to tweet.
I'm not saying this.
Okay, well, I'm saying these people you can't just fire her because she liked to tweet. You know, there's legalities behind all of this.
I agree with you.
So you have to make sure that if they're gonna fire her, it's under that, because she broke the contract that she signed with them, and therefore legally they can fire her without any liability or recourse. So if they haven't fired her already, it's because she has not.
Well, just recently it's come out that Jon Favreau has kind of like, I guess, spoke on her behalf that she will not be leaving The Mandalorian.
There you go. She found that gray area.
Well, what I will say is this. I don't agree with her views. I don't agree with her opinions, but I don't appreciate people who fucking cry wolf. I can't stand people like that. People who, like her, want to go out there and poke fun at other people, but when people come for your fucking neck and you want to cry like a little bitch,
you best protect your neck.
That shit is on you, ho.
You best protect your neck.
All right? But we gonna move on, okay? Because she got a little tense here. My face feel a little hot right now, and it ain't the drink.
That's the tequila.
No,
because my face is hot too.
No, my face feel hot because, and then on top of that, why her name gotta be Jeanna?
Yeah, well, damn.
Fuck.
God
I'm gonna read some comments.
47.
Mateo, I need you to go up just a little bit for me, please. Keep going. Okay, so right there. Can you just stay by the computer? It is interesting that Evo used the word spectrum. That means that there are people that you kind of don't agree with on one end and people that you totally disagree with on another. And then Corey says, but did she like the tweet after she was already called out? No, she actually liked the tweet prior. This was like back in November. And then business before beliefs. If I represent your company, my personal beliefs are secondary. Very situational, though, and depends on situation. Mike Rivera says
Mike, thanks for joining, man.
Mateo,
welcome to the stream.
Can you scroll up just a little bit, please? And can you also click back on multi-stream for me?
Oh, yeah.
Up top.
Oh, he's been running the whole thing on Facebook.
So just go back.
Yeah.
And scroll back down. Keep going. A little faster. So then Frank says, the issue is that even the lightest of ignorance should not be supported, and this actress went too far by co-signing tweets that claim COVID is a hoax. I don't know, I kind of agree with that. And then Edgar says, I'm a unionist, union rep, and and a delegate. I have to be aware of what I say and my tone. However, when appropriate, I will share my views with the powers that be. Muncie says, wow, I came into something deep. And then Vanessa says, Jeanna got real gangster real quick. Listen, I ain't about that shit, yo. And then Muncie says, dang, they doing tequila shots. Pew! Muncie, if you don't know, it is my birthday. We are celebrating my birthday. I'm 41. I am entitled to a little tequila on my birthday.
And like a fine wine, you just keep getting better with age, baby.
Oh, you're so fucking cute. I love you.
I'm sure many people would.
Right here. Please don't be like that.
Bro,
oh, God.
If you can't take me giving your mother a compliment, bro, then you got a lot of problems.
And then Frank says, actors have morality clauses, especially when being signed to a company with image like Disney puts out. There you go. And EDJ says, happy early birthday. Thank you. Are you serious? You don't believe in COVID? This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. What do we have, like 300,000 people that have died at this point? How are people not believing in COVID?
I think that...
You know why they don't believe in it? Because it hasn't directly affected them. But you know what? We need to move on because...
You know what, it's getting a little too
no,
deep.
But say what you got to say. After this, we'll move on.
Because I know people who don't believe in COVID. And I feel that it's not that they don't believe in COVID. From what I'm understanding, from the people that I've met, because I'm sure there's many different views. Okay. I'm sure there's many different views on people who don't believe in COVID and they don't believe in COVID in their own way. But the people that I've met that don't believe in COVID, and we've had some long discussions about it, or more so, they just don't believe in it as that they don't believe in it in the way that it's been hyped up.
Okay.
That it's been overhyped. And there's an agenda behind the way that it's been overhyped. There's an economical agenda behind it, and there's part of it is for profit and control, and there's government hidden agendas behind this whole COVID thing.
Isn't there a government agenda behind everything?
Yeah. So
listen, everything has a government agenda, but let's move on. And I don't want to cut you off. But like, I hear you because I know who those people are.
COVID existed before COVID-19. I mean,
it's a coronavirus.
Yeah, it's a coronavirus. There's many strains of it. Like, so the fact that you can't say all these people that say COVID, fake COVID, it's bullshit. That's bullshit because COVID was a thing before this COVID. You know what I mean? It's just the way that it's been portrayed in the media. That's what people have. That's what the people that I know have had an issue with.
Okay, so
anyway.
When they get sick with COVID,
I know people.
God forbid.
I know people that have passed from it. I know people that have died.
I know people that have gotten sick from COVID. So like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah. So I very much believe
and like I told you, my face is hot. So let's move on. Let's actually talk about something that we did recently that I thoroughly fucking enjoyed. And it's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Okay. And if people don't know me, when it becomes my birthday or the month,
oh man,
when I want something. Or I need something done, I start screaming, it's my birthday. So like if Evo doesn't want to do something for me, I'll look at him and I go, but it's my birthday.
So let me fill you guys in on just a little bit about Miss Jeanna here.
Stephanie. Thank you,
that you don't know. All right. So at home, Jeanna is not shy on asking anyone in the family to go get something for her. If it involves her not moving and her delegating that to somebody else in the family, she has no shyness about doing that. No shame. No shame whatsoever. If she could get the cats to go get her something, she would. There's no shame in that.
That's why I'm training Kylo. But go ahead.
Right? And so that's met with a bunch of pushback all the time here at home. But on the month of her birthday, she will remind you every single time you give her a bush pack that it's her motherfucking birthday.
You're damn
and she
straight.
will yell it in her face.
Yeah.
So
yell it in your face.
Yell it in our faces, yes.
And that reminds me, there are some new people that have joined the stream. And since it's my birthday, I'm asking everyone to donate to my favorite charity, which is Flatbush Cats. And Mateo, my beautiful son, will post a link for you in the chat.
I'm not beautiful. I'm handsome.
Oh, excuse me. My handsome son, Mateo, He will post a link for you in the chat of my favorite charity. They're
what? Look at Max. Max is confirming.
Thank you.
I'm also confirming.
Okay. And Corey says same. Capricorns forever.
Yeah,
there'll be times where there's something in the same room as her, and she'll bring me from all the way upstairs to get it.
Yes. And Rachel says best excuse for everything. It's my birthday.
Yo, I could tell you, we might be on the couch and she'll be like, honey, can you go get me something to eat? I'm like, baby, I'm tired. You know, I just had a long night. She will lean over in my ear and go, it's my birthday. So,
listen, Mateo, Muncie wants to know why we never get to see the handsome Mateo.
He's a little camera shy.
You have to see his face.
Camera shy?
A little. I said, you're a little camera shy.
No.
No, really? Mateo's not.
Because I'm so handsome that if I get in front of that camera,
listen,
it's gonna.
This is the kid that you can't even point a camera at him. You know how many for years, bro? God forbid somebody point a camera at you, like don't point the camera at me. It's called it's not in your face. I could be from across the room. You could be from across the room. I could be sitting on the couch and try to take a picture of you, and you got a problem with it because it's called being camera shy.
You don't ask it. You're like, yo, can I take a picture? You just try to take a picture.
All right. Listen, maybe one day we will have a special guest appearance by the handsome Miss Hale. But then we need another moderator. Maybe when Ava gets a little bit older, she can moderate.
I mean, he could step in for a hot minute.
All right, so let's move on to our next topic. Last weekend, Evo and I did something really amazing.
Yes, we did.
We went to go visit a place in the United States that I honestly was kind of taken back by. So, Evo, take it away.
So, last weekend, we took a trick up.
You took a trick? Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Muncie said, "Let's take a shot." Goddamn 47. Okay, so go ahead.
So we took a trip up to Niagara Falls.
Oh, it was great.
And you know we've been you can put it up. We've been wanting to go on road trips for quite some time now. We've been planning on. It's actually something that we've been planning on. We have a bucket list of places that we want to go.
Yeah,
and we want to travel to go to.
And I will add this photo that we have posted here. Actually, Evo took this picture.
Yeah, so this is a photo that I took when we were in Niagara Falls. And let me tell you something. I underestimated how beautiful this place actually is.
Agreed.
And the fact that they call it one of the wonders of the world, you have to go there to understand what that really means.
Yeah.
We went to this, it was like kind of just, we went up there it was a business trip, but at the same time we went to go, we wanted to see the falls as part of that trip. And if you haven't been to the Niagara Falls, you should definitely, just for this right here, take a trip up there.
You can take it now.
So...
Yeah, so Rachel's asking no boat due to COVID. Yeah, there was no boat ride.
No.
But Rachel, so since we went during what's considered off season, there are a couple things that are not available because in Niagara Falls there is so much of spray that you experience from Niagara Falls, and when it's really cold, because most of the time in the winter the temperature goes below freezing, a lot of the surfaces become very icy. So in order for you to get on the little boat rides, you have to go down
some serious
stairs. And I'm gonna say that COVID and the ice are not gonna permit you to get on that boat.
Yeah,
there were actually sections of the Niagara Falls area that we could not visit because it was pure ice.
Yeah.
But honestly, it made it even more beautiful because of that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you could definitely appreciate everything that it has to offer because you could see the boat down there. You could see, you know, all the things that they do offer, and the fact that they take a boat down into the falls. Can you put up the picture of the other picture of the falls? You can see right here that there's this is called the Horseshoe Falls, right? Because it looks like a horseshoe, and this part of the falls on the left goes from the United States all the way around the curve to the Canada side, and you can take this boat, which is the one that Rachel was talking about, and they take you down into the falls, and I can't even imagine what that's like.
Yeah,
to be down in there.
Yeah. I mean, there were parts of the park that we were in, the Niagara Falls State Park that we were in, that when you walk, you feel the spray of Niagara Falls. And Rachel's asking if we saw the sunrise. No, actually, we got there. We got to Niagara Falls on the first day about 2 p.m.
Yeah, between like 2 and 3.
Yeah, between 2 and 3, and we happened to catch the sun at a pretty beautiful point, and the way that it was kind of like
it was setting. The sun was it was on its way to set.
Yeah, it was definitely starting to set, because you figure the sunset is usually between 4:30 and 5 now. Right. So you figure by the time we got into the park and got settled, it was about 3:30. But we just happened to catch the sun at the right point. And it was like, honestly, just giving like this beautiful view onto Niagara Falls. And honestly, I needed to connect to nature that weekend. I was feeling like a little off, and I wasn't sure what the hell was going on. And then we got there, and I was like, like I just felt like myself again. I was walking around like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. And then something happened in the park. Yeah, that was really amazing. Yeah. That really fucking made my day.
So our surprise, they've got, well, for one, they've got black squirrels, which is not something that you see every day, right? Yeah. And these little squirrels,
this little guy right here,
especially this little guy right here, you can see. The reason we posted this picture is because you can see me and Ava are standing behind the squirrel. This is Jeanna taking the picture of the squirrel, so you can see how close the squirrel is to us, right? So where we live by our house, the squirrels, you can't come near them. Like, they run around, and if you get too close to them, they're gone. These squirrels in Niagara, when they see you coming, they come from down.
Yeah, they come right up to you.
They come down the trees, and you see them running, and they come up to you, just like this one did. And I'm guessing it's because people feed them a lot in the park, which was the weirdest experience.
Can you see how chunky this little guy is right here? Look at
this guy, man. This little dude has been eating good all summer, right? And everybody eats in this park right here. Cause I've never seen any. I've had the squirrels around us. Yo, they're thin. They're lean. Yeah. This guy right here, he's ready for the winter. And the way he ran up to us and the way he sat down right there, it was so like. It was so telling of the story of how they're just fed.
Rachel said that he's thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
Let me tell you something. Edgar says you want to see black squirrels come to the Bronx.
I've heard about that.
You know what? I've heard about that because I actually had a makeup job one time with a client that she lived like on the cusp of like the Bronx in New York, and her backyard, she had like a nice backyard. And I remember we did a photo shoot on her property, and I remember seeing. It was probably the first time I had seen a black squirrel. And I'm like, oh my God, you have black squirrels. And she was like, she said it very chalant. She was just kind of like, oh yeah, we always have black squirrels around here. And I was like, I bet you ain't never seen a fucking black squirrel.
We don't have black squirrels around us.
I was so excited to see a black squirrel. And like, I'll be honest, Niagara Falls took a backseat to that fucking squirrel. Like, so crazy that after, like, you know, we spent the day at Niagara Falls, and then we woke up the next morning and we went back.
Yeah, the next morning to try to feed the squirrels.
Yeah, we went back to try to feed the squirrels, and then, you know, we actually went further into the park, which was, I'm so glad we did it, because we got to see other parts of Niagara Falls that we didn't initially get to see. But like, we went back to feed squirrels.
So the first picture that you saw, that's the American Falls, right? That's on the American side of Niagara Falls. And then there's a park that takes you in and back into like all the river, along the side of the river that comes into Niagara Falls and separates the falls separates Niagara, the river, into 3 separate falls. And so when we went into the park, we got to see the Horseshoe Falls area. Yeah. And we got to see what I love. I don't know why I love, but the rapids.
Yeah, you were like obsessed with that shit.
Oh my God.
And I just want to say that like it was cold. And I'm not saying like temperature wise, it was actually very bearable. Like it wasn't like freezing. Like we weren't like freezing or anything. But I could, if it was 35 degrees outside, I could only imagine what the water temperature was.
Oh, forget it.
And I'm just totally confused as to why there were several ducks and geese just chilling in the water. They were just chilling like we does this shit.
Yo, not only were they chilling, right? So you got to imagine, like, this is a river, and that's a big river, right? Running down, and there's these ducks, and they're just, like, you could just see, they're, like, in the current, but they're sitting still, and you got to imagine how they're paddling their feet and how fast just to stay still.
The current was insane, but, you know, they were smart, because I told you that they were finding pockets where the current wasn't that heavy. I just want to read some comments really quick. So, Melissa says they have a lot of black squirrels in the Bronx and some in Brooklyn. And then Rachel was also saying that there's black squirrels in Yonkers. What the fuck? They ain't no black squirrels in New Jersey? Black squirrels is staying away from New Jersey.
Black squirrels lives matter.
And then Frank says Niagara Falls has BML, Black Lives Matter squirrels. They are there to be cute and fight social justice. Oh my God. I was so happy to see those squirrels. And they honestly made my trip, again, because it was about connecting with nature. And it reminded me of when we went hiking. And there were moments that when we were deep in the woods, with you and my friend Eva, when we were deep in the woods, that like all you heard was wildlife. You heard nothing but the wildlife. You heard squirrels running, you heard chipmunks running, you heard birds flying, like so just to see an animal and like there was like literally nobody around, it like really just made my fucking weekend.
So here's a fact for you. Niagara Falls, their park is recognized as the oldest state park in America, right?
Yeah.
So if you have ever been into a state park and then you've enjoyed what the state park has to offer, know that if you go to Niagara Falls, you will be stepping into one of the oldest state parks in the United States. I mean, you were literally...
It is the oldest. It claims to be the oldest. The first recognized state park.
I stand corrected. So you will be stepping foot in the oldest, if not the first, state park in the United States, which is history at its finest. And they have pictures.
Yeah, it was actually quite interesting.
Yeah, they have pictures showing the history and people in the 1950s, pictures of them in the park. You know, you see them dressed in all the 1915 clothes and stuff like that. And
1900s.
It was 1900s, 1950s.
No, it's 1900s.
Okay.
It was like
1930s.
Between like the early 1900s, like 1910.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there you go, and you'll learn all about the history and how booming of a state it was back then.
Yeah.
It was very booming.
It was honestly like some of the pictures were actually quite stunning to see.
So sadly, since then, the downtown area has taken a turn for the worse.
Yeah. And if anybody hasn't been to Niagara Falls, I think the best comparison I can make is Atlantic City. Because if you've ever been to Atlantic City, if you go 3 blocks outside of Atlantic City,
you're in the hood.
You in the hood. And you're not in, like, I'm from the hood, and I'm not even gonna front. There were parts of Atlantic City that I was just like,
yeah, can we just like
roll up the windows and lock the doors? It's like, it actually was kind of scary because you can see that there is visible drug use, that there's visible homelessness. So it's kind of like sad, but that is the best comparison that I can make to what it was like when we saw Niagara Falls a couple blocks outside of like the main epicenter of Niagara Falls. Right. But listen, I still highly recommend it. I think Niagara Falls is a sight to be seen, and I think everyone should do it. If you're like me, and it's my birthday, the energy itself is so mesmerizing. Like, I just felt the energy from that water and from that area, and I breathed it in so hard, and it really kind of like rejuvenated me. Not to get too fucking deep, but yeah, so I highly recommend it. I just want to read, so Max is saying that it's the feathers. It blocks out the water. So, like, I'm assuming, like, the feathers are, like, kind of, like, repellent. So, basically, they don't feel the cold water all that much. And then Edgar says, been to Niagara Falls many times on both U.S. and Canada side. Wonderful times.
Yeah, so we missed out on that. So they had the border was closed. It was only open to essential personnel.
Yeah, if you were non-essential, Candace said, "Fuck you."
They said we don't want anything that y'all Americans got to offer, even though basically.
Yeah. So, but that was our little weekend trip. It's a 6-hour drive from where we are, but honestly,
it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Evo and I are drivers, and a bitch could talk. Yeah. So
and I like to drive. So
yeah, well, I like to drive too. Yeah, you do. Because you drove there and I drove back. Yeah. And we actually made more stops on my way back, and I was good. So I highly recommend it. So that actually brings us to our top 5 for the night.
Yes, it does.
Because it's actually 20 to 9. We may stay on a little bit later past 9 because there's some other stuff that like I may want to talk about because it's my birthday.
So before we go into top 5, you want to read some comments?
So Frank says, you ain't lying about Atlantic City. It looks like they filmed scenes from The Walking Dead there. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, they did.
And my friend Melissa on here, she could tell you one time I got paid to do a job in Atlantic City, and the hotel that I booked was like not at the heart of Atlantic City, but it wasn't like that far out. But I remember going back to the hotel, we were like, a bitch could die tonight.
So Edgar says, please don't insult Niagara Falls by comparing it to Atlantic City.
I'm talking about the outside.
Yeah, granted, Atlantic City does not have the falls, right? But I don't know when was the last time you were up there, Edgar. We were just up there recently, and as soon as you go, like, it's just a little bit out of that Niagara downtown area, my dude.
My guy.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah. I went up there for investment purposes. We were looking at some properties, and it was a little sketchy, It
was a little crazy.
Yeah. So and it's sad. It's sad because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I hope that there's a bright future for the downtown area, because if they can make that area like the Canadian side, oh man, those are going to be some happy days.
And see, Melissa's concurring with me. She says the hotel area was pretty sketchy. And then Muncie says, shoot, don't they know Jeanna is essential? Woo, woo! I should have walked over to the Canadian border and been like, it's my fucking birthday. Let me in, bitches. Got my passport ready. But she said we had a ball. We definitely did have a ball. Oh my God, we had so much fucking fun. I will never forget that Atlantic City trip with her and I, because we partied it up. We partied it up on someone else's dime, so it was amazing. But yeah, so that brings us to our top 5 for the night.
Brings us to our top 5.
And I want to say this about our top 5. Evo and I, we've been doing this live now for quite some time, and when it comes to our top 5, we take it very seriously. Okay.
We don't play no games.
We don't play no games. So we were actually kind of like really thinking like, what the fuck we were going to talk about for our top 5 tonight, and that shit just came to me.
Yes, it did.
Just came to me.
It came like it was a dream.
Yes.
And so tonight's top 5 is top 5 things to eat when you're drunk between 3 and 5 a.m.
Because the 3 a.m. is for if you live in New Jersey.
If you live in Jersey, it's 3 a.m.
Because it's 3 a.m. because in New Jersey, the spots close at 2 a.m. Yeah. So you got between 2 and 3 a.m. to find a fucking place to eat. And if you in New York,
it's like 5 to whatever.
Yeah. But if you're in New York, like, I don't know how hardcore you going, but if, like, maybe you go to 4, you find a spot at 5, maybe you leave at 3.
If you was like me in my 20s, you was going like 5, 6 a.m. You might even eat the next day in the afternoon.
Yeah, but we were also going, not to get into it, but we were going later.
Yeah, of course we were.
We were showing up at 1 a.m.
Yeah, we were. We would go to sleep on a Friday, wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Saturday morning.
No, not 2 o'clock. That's a little extreme.
I was.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
Okay, that was that was before me.
I would make sure I would go to the club with like a full rest of sleep, because I was gonna be there until the sun came up, and maybe even longer.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway.
Yes.
That just gave me like a memory. But let's talk about food you like to eat when you are fucking drunk.
Whoa, Melissa, slow down. Slow down. Hold up. Right.
Wait.
Pump the brakes.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. Wait. So I'm gonna read some comments. So Edgar says, "I know what you're talking about. Been outside is AC is a lot worse than outside of Niagara Falls." He said.
Okay, well that's good to know.
And then DSG883. Those Adidas though, E. I'm assuming that's Dan. I want to just say.
I believe that was, yeah.
And then Muncie says, tacos, Mexican, oh yeah. But Muncie, you in Texas. So I think that may be very prevalent to Texas because I've been to Texas and the tacos fucking slap in Texas. But I'm not gonna read any more. I'm not gonna read any more comments. We're gonna give you our top 5 because I already agree with a lot of these spots here right now. And a lot of these recommendations, but let's start with our top 5, starting at number 5.
So top 5 things to eat
when you are drunk.
When you're drunk between 3 and 5 a.m. Coming in at number 5, and I know we've all done this, and this is like when there's nothing else, you're just striking out. I feel like when you're striking out, and this is like at the bottom of the barrel, maybe you just need to go home and you need to catch something on the way in. It's motherfucking White Castle.
Yo. White Castle is that clutch, bro.
I know. Yo, if Mike is in here, and Dan, you're in here. You know, many times we were in Elizabeth.
Melissa said White Castle.
We were in Elizabeth.
Chicken fingers, grilled cheese. If you home.
There was that spot on Elmora in the corner right there. That White Castle in the corner.
Hello,
spot.
we live right down. We live right up the street from that.
Yes, I know we live up the street.
Oh
from that.
shit!
I'm just trying to remind them.
I'm giving out locale.
Yeah, right. Yes, we've been there. We've been to White Castle late night, slopping up some sliders and some fries.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Sounds like I'm sliding to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yes, you will be after that. For
sure. No, you won't. Okay. Well,
now you know what? So
listen, let's keep it real.
I will tell you why. After the top 5, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
After a night of drinking, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't. But I will say this. Let's not front that you don't get up the next morning and take a good alcohol poop.
Sometimes.
Really?
I got an iron stomach.
I don't know about that.
Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. All right. So.
Yo, everybody's like, yo, White Castle,
White Castle. Yes.
Yo, Edgar says 20 pack.
Yo, listen, 20 pack, whatever you want from White Castle is the buffet on a budget. Like you can go there and ball out and just walk out with a full stomach full of food and go home, go to sleep, and be good the next morning because White Castle delivers.
So Max says White Castle hits differently at that time frame, but some places are way better than others. How about that one in Jersey City, Jeanna? I would agree. And then Corey says they have the best mozzarella sticks. And then, look, Munchie's agreeing with me. Hell yeah. Know that poop. Listen, I love the fact that we have reached the point on our live where we're talking about poop because when you wake up the next morning, you take that alcohol poop, you feel good about yourself because you're just like, I got that toxicity out of my body.
It's like a morning detox.
And then DG, I believe it's Dan. Bacon cheeseburgers and chicken rings. White Castle, aka Murder Burgers. Yeah. Chicken wings and honey mustard sauce.
Murder Burgers. Oh, I love that. That's good.
Listen, when we were thinking about this, I was like, yo, fucking White Castle, bro. So, White Castle, they should just like crown themselves. Like, we are the late night kings, motherfuckers.
And Eddie,
but they should be like the late night kings. That should be like a.
Eddie says, balling out at White Castle. You were
rich, yes, right? You were like, yo, let me get them chicken wings, the mozzarella sticks, a 20 pack.
But you walk into White Castle and you're like, everybody eats. Everybody eating, bro.
Oh my God. Yo, look. And Melissa said the liquor poos. Everybody knows. And Muncie says, girl, we getting old. Listen, we getting old, but we aging like fine wine. Because listen, let these young bucks think that they ain't cute. Poop is gonna happen. That's all I gotta say. Shit happens. Hello.
I'm not saying it doesn't, right? Anyway, moving on.
It's pretty funny. You're talking about shit on Shit Talk Friday.
You damn straight.
That's because
right?
we talk shit.
Right?
Quite literally, we're talking shit.
Talking shit. We're talking about shit on Shit Talk Fridays.
Thank you.
Moving on.
While talking shit about other things.
Right?
Coming in at number 4.
For things you like to eat.
For things you like to eat between 3 and 5 in the morning.
Yeah, when you are drunk.
Is street vendor food.
Oh my God. Woo!
That shit slaps.
Yo,
tell me you haven't come out of a club in the city one time and you see those street vendors out there with the carts with the steam and just you can
halal.
That's what I wrote. With the halal guys, or you might even might be really hungry hitting the bottom barrel and go for like one of them dirty water dogs, because you're that hungry.
I might be hitting the bottom of the barrel. Let me tell you something. Let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Jeanna used to ride the ferry in Staten Island to the city just to eat a dirty water dog because I used to like the way they used to snap.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Yes.
That's that hood shit.
We used to go into Midtown to find the halal guy's cart, and there'll be a line at 3 a.m.
Yo, and God forbid you did that shit in the winter.
Oh,
you be
forget
fucking,
about it.
because I said this on the last live. If you was built like me, you didn't have no coat on in the winter. A bitch was shivering, waiting to eat some fucking waiting to eat a gyro.
Yes.
From one of those things in forever, like
the carts.
Street cars.
Yeah.
Well,
well, let me tell you something. There's actually a guy in the city that I want to go see, and he makes dosa. That I definitely want to go eat that shit. So, Muncie says, "Oh yeah, I went to NY 2 years ago. I had my first halal." That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
Like, yo, and not even gonna front. If you caught them at the right time, if you came out the spot at 5 a.m., maybe 6 a.m., you got the morning street carts, and you could potentially get a bagel with cream cheese.
Yeah. Ooh.
What? Yes.
Forget about it.
Forget about
it. All right, so coming in at number 3, this
shit right here.
Yeah, this shit right here. I know that we all did this at one time or another, and it's diner food. As a whole,
number 3, diner food. Like, for real, come on. I honestly think that maybe diner, maybe could have been higher than number 3, but.
Well, so
I know what else is up. I know what else is up.
I say diner food because there is a wide variety of diner food, and we all have our own preferences when we come out of the club.
We're fighting over this.
Yeah, we all have our own preferences when we come out of a late night spot at 3, 2, 4 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. What is it that we want to eat? I know that I have some things that I used to love to eat that you didn't love to eat, right? But I think that if you just say diner food, it really covers everybody's favorite foods.
Okay, right? And so my favorite when we went to the diner was I wanted a grilled cheese with French fries. Don't talk to me about nothing else. I wanted a greasy ass grilled cheese.
Yes.
I wanted the bread. I wanted to eat it and I wanted it to crunch. And then I wanted the oil from the bread to like coat my lips. And then I just wanted to shove hot fries in my mouth. Okay, I wanted the fries to crunch and I wanted the inside to be nice and warm where it'd be so hot that I'd be like...
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that the diner food gave each individual their opportunity to go and get the one thing that they were craving at that time in the morning. That's what's so beautiful about diner food.
Mateo, can you scroll up really quick? I just want to read a comment.
Bro, you would show up to the diners at 2 or 3 in the morning and that shit was packed.
Hell yeah.
Like it was a club.
I almost got into a couple fights in diners.
Yep,
so Melissa says, one time I ordered tostones and chuletas and then proceeded to throw up and...
Oh, shit.
And then proceeded to throw up in slow motion because of the thickness of the tostones.
Oh, my God.
And Edgar says, halal cart at 3 a.m.? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
And then Muncie says, food is my warmth. Looking cute, girl. I can make some dosa. Oh, shit. Listen. Yeah, I want to try dosa. There's actually... I'm about to pull that it's my birthday card and get my husband to drive me into the city just to have this dosa. And then Melissa says, FYI, that was from a good cart in the Heights.
Yes, it was.
And then Muncie says, my hometown specialty. And then Corey says, disco fries. Ooh, jumping ahead. And then Melissa says, chicken fingers is my food of choice. And then Muncie says, diner food, fried chicken with mashed potatoes and some corn for dinner. Food, oh hell yeah. And then diner food depends on which good diner you know that's open when you are wrecked. And Marie Frances Torres, Woo Hop in Chinatown has seen me at my...
Listen, you know what? I think there is... there's a spot everywhere that's seen each and every one of us at our worst.
I'm sorry. I can't see sometimes.
Maria Francisco Torres.
And then Max says, a stack of pancakes with some great home fries and bacon after a long night is something everyone should have.
Yes,
listen, I love these things that we all can agree on. That like when you're like, oh my god, I'm fucked up. I need this, that, or the third.
That's why I say diner hits the spot. Right?
I agree.
So
I agree.
Coming in at number 3.
George says gray papayas, recession special.
Yes, it is, and that's what I'm talking about. Those are those New York spots, right? When you leave the club, there are certain spots that are open at night in the middle of the night in New York that people they gravitate to that shit.
Oh, hello, yeah.
Right, and so George, we're getting there. You jumped a little bit ahead of us.
A couple people jumped ahead, bro.
Yeah,
we had a couple jumps, there, bro. We're gonna get there.
Coming in at number 3. I'm sorry, coming in at number 2.
Yes.
Corey said it. Motherfucking disco fries.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something.
Yo, I could fuck up some disco fries,
I'll fuck up some disco fries.
Yo,
at this point in time, I will not.
You just be feeling filthy at the diner. Give me that fucking disco.
Yo, disco fries. There was actually a spot in Brooklyn that Melissa and Jeanna can both concur on this that we used to go to just for the disco fries.
Yes.
Okay, I don't care how far I had to drive or how far we had to take a cab. A bitch was going to this little hole in the wall to have some fucking disco fries.
Yep. And let me tell you something. Make sure that gravy tastes good, because if not, I'm sending them fries back. Like,
oh,
it was
God.
all about
Evo
the gravy.
is the king of sending shit back.
It was all about the gravy. I used to love my ass some motherfucking disco fries. And so, coming in at number 1.
Wait, I'm going to read some comments right now. And I think it's so funny that our cat right now is upstairs meowing to get into the basement.
Right?
Mateo, you could let him in. And then, so Muncie says, what is disco fries? Woo!
Okay, hold up. Wait. Hold up. We have just lost cabin pressure.
So wait.
Stop the presses.
So Muncie lives in Texas.
Yes, I know. I understand that, right? So you get a pass. But we just got to stop everything.
Yes, she needs an explanation because I want her to have disco fries. And then George says, drum roll, please.
So you want to? Okay, so you explain.
No, you explain it.
So Muncie.
Yes, please. Because Muncie wants me to take another shot.
So disco fries is like another version of. Okay, so Muncie, I know you've had cheese fries, right? Everybody's had cheese fries, right? Disco fries are fries with like Thanksgiving gravy poured all over the top of them, right? So if you ever had mashed potatoes and gravy, which of course you had, imagine crispy, golden fries with Thanksgiving gravy poured on top of that shit.
And you are asking the king. You are asking the king of food, okay? Because Evo eats food with his eyes closed. Evo will eat food like this.
I love to eat. What is going on over here?
It's because you're signed in.
Yes, I know.
Okay. You can turn it on silent, you know?
The volume's all the way down.
No, but you have to turn it off.
This one doesn't have the switch.
Yes, it does. So wait. Rachel also, I don't think, and then Rachel says, I want to be salivating in Cali. And cheese, what? Gravy? Yes. And like, I honestly don't know what is in disco fries. Like, because the gravy to me is not like a regular gravy. It's not like the gravy that they put on mashed potatoes. No. There's something else in it.
No. I mean, it's
definitely like a meat-based gravy.
It's either a meat-based gravy. It's a gravy that's made for the disco fries. So it's fresh gravy. You know, you're not talking about like some canned gravy that just cracked open, and because that's not going to work with disco fries. You got this is a house gravy that's made by the chef to be tasteful and complement.
Yeah, the chef's name who is Jose, who works in the back. And then Muncie says, "Where do we get this?" Honestly, Muncie, you can go to any regular ass diner in New York and ask for disco fries.
If you're on the East Coast, especially in New York City, and you go to a diner, ask for disco fries, but it doesn't work unless it's like 2 or 3 in the morning and you're fucking hammered.
You gotta be you have to be drunk.
You gotta be wasted, all right?
Yeah, because like honestly, I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't hit the same. And Rachel's asking what's in the gravy. Like, I want to say that the base of the gravy is definitely some sort of meat base. It's either chicken broth or it's beef broth, because it's definitely not. Yeah, it's not a veggie broth.
No, absolutely.
And we are speaking from past experience. Evo and I have not had disco fries in maybe more than 5 years. Yeah, at this point,
I stopped counting. I mean, it's been a long.
It's been a long time, but as you can see, we speak about it very vividly.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I could smell it when I think about it.
So, classically, disco fries are crisp cheese fries smothered in gravy, and the cheese that they use is mozzarella. So it doesn't say exactly what's in it. Disco fries, aka gravy fries, are New Jersey diner staple.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So most disco fries use steak cut French fries. Since they're thicker, they are topped with lots of gooey, melty mozzarella cheese and smothered in a savory brown gravy. Now I can tell you this: if it's savory brown gravy, then it's either beef or chicken broth.
Yeah. So Muncie, just know that gravy has to be good.
Wait. I'm fucking done right now.
What happened?
Wait, okay. So Dan says fries, mozzarella gravy, and then Muncie says that she'll try it, and then so Corey says the Bayonne Diner. So the Bayonne Diner is where it's at. Like, I haven't been to that diner forever, but yes. And then Gay Boy says, "What does your house smell like right now?" I wish that shit smelled like fucking disco fries. And then Muncie says, "Tequila, duh." True facts. EDM group named themselves after disco fries. Nikki Darty and Danny. Oh God, I don't know what that's. I can't read that.
Danny Boyslovic?
Yeah. And then Muncie says, "I'm drinking too. TikTok Diner on Route 3, Rio Diner in Woodbridge, the best disco fries." Yo, thank you, George, putting it down for us, letting us know where the best disco fries are. Can I see your iPad?
If there's anything, George knows where the good eat spots are.
I'm just convinced that George knows everything at this point.
And so, Muncie, just keep in mind, right? So think of Thanksgiving, right? And when you have Thanksgiving and you have gravy, the gravy has to be on point, right? If the gravy's not good and you pour it on the turkey, it's really not going to make a good experience, right? So disco fries is all about the gravy. Like, the gravy has to be
I just turned it
slamming.
Because I know you know what number one is.
So we don't know what's in the gravy, but you better be sure that those diners make it to taste good, because if not, the disco fries are
And FYI, that shit is it's definitely a meat base. So like, if you are vegan, vegetarian, sorry, you can't have disco fries. That is why Evo and I have not had disco fries in years. But we are just reminiscing once upon a time what we did eat, and that shit was disco
fries was it. Disco fries was it.
Huh?
I don't know. Not like that. Listen, there's something about a beef base gravy that just hit different.
And Muncie says, "I'm there next year for Gina's 42nd.
Let's do it.
Yo, we will fucking do it. We will do it in the backyard.
You better come ready, because we doing something different.
All right, so that actually brings us to our number one for the night.
All right, so coming in at number one.
And I'm just gonna say this before you say the number one. I just want to say that I love you, because I'm just gonna say that I love Evo only because I was gonna fucking fight him if he didn't make this number one. Because when we were going over this, I was like, are you not going to make that number 1? Yo, are you fucking crazy?
If Jeanna had...
It's my birthday.
If Jeanna could shoot laser beams out of her eyes, I wouldn't have a head right now, all right? Just let you know how it went down before the live, right? So coming in at number 1, Strong Armed by Jeanna.
Strong. Shit got muscles.
She got muscles. Motherfucking 99-cent pizza from New York.
Yo.
New York pizza.
Yo, New York pizza fucking slaps.
And it has to be the 99-cent spot.
It cannot be anything else but that shit. Yeah, I cannot tell you how many times Evo and I left the club at 6 a.m. Okay, we was rounding the corner. Okay, and we
just about to leave the city.
Just about to leave the city, and we found this spot right outside the Lincoln Tunnel that had 99-cent pizza. You get a slice for 99 cents, you get a whole pie for $5. Yep. And me, Evo, we get a whole pie, and we would be in the car making all types of noises like...
We wouldn't be talking to each other. It's just...
With a ginger ale?
Oh, man, listen. Yeah. And you know what it is?
It was the best pizza I've ever had in my whole life. And I will say this. There has not ever been a 99-cent pizza spot that has ever disappointed. No. That is the most memorable for me, the one by the Lincoln Tunnel. But there's other ones that we have gone to that I'm just like, yo, this shit is the jam right now.
You know what, though? Listen, the thing that made this spot so special was that it was where it was placed. It was placed right out of the Lincoln Tunnel, right outside of the Lincoln Tunnel. So it was like the last spot that you had a chance to get some New York food before you made your way back into Jersey, where everything was shut down. So it was like not only did you have this amazing experience at the city, but then right before you left, you got this one more amazing experience to take with you outside.
So. First of all, Muncie is just like, hell yeah. And then Corey's like, right before you go through the tunnel, yes. Oh my God.
90 side.
And then Maria says, hands down. And then George is clapping. Yo, Melissa says 99-cent cardboard pizza. Yeah, listen. I know that. And then, wait, Maria says, get that free soda if you get 2 slices. Yo, Evo. Let me just tell you. You get a free soda if you. That's why I said pizza with a ginger ale, because we was getting a whole pie and we was getting that ginger ale. There was no games to be played. You give me my pizza and my ginger ale,
absolutely,
and the bitch was good the next day. That's why it takes the number 1 spot, because it is my birthday. Okay, it is my birthday, and pizza will forever always be my number 1 food.
Forget about leaving the city on a regular basis. That is Gina's number 1 favorite food.
Yes, that is my number 1 favorite food. So Muncie was actually asking us if we're vegan. So we were 100% vegan for 3 years. We recently have transitioned now to, I would say, vegetarian.
Presbyterian.
No red meat.
So we do cheese occasionally. And the reason why for me especially, why I do cheese occasionally was about a year ago, I was traveling for work. It became very difficult to not eat cheese because I was going to certain parts of the country that they were looking at me like I was crazy. Yeah. And the bitch was starving. I would say that at this point in time, we don't eat any, we don't eat pork, we don't eat red meat. I occasionally now eat chicken, and our daughter eats occasionally chicken.
I'm a pesca vegetarian. if you want to call it something like that.
Evo doesn't eat any animal, eat any mammal meat, and no chicken. Well, chickens are fowls.
No, nothing.
I don't know. We're fucking all over the place at this point, but so. The reason why we say we don't eat disco fries is because disco fries usually is in a beef, and we don't do beef. I don't want to get into the whole politics of why we don't eat that stuff. It's a
whole nother segment.
That's a whole nother fucking thing.
Yeah.
But
I do have an honorable.
But if they were making disco fries with a vegetable broth, a bitch would be in it to win it.
Fucking that shit up. But they would have to come. They would have to come correct for that.
And Evo said Presbyterian. And Monty said Presbyterian.
I said pesca vegetarian. All right.
Wait. So Maria says, don't hate when you ask for some napkins and they give you one napkin. You like, damn, can I get another napkin?
Like, why they skimping out on the napkins? They're really saving money on that shit?
Yo, let me tell you something about pizza. Pizza is near and dear to my heart, and I'm going to tell you why. Again, I grew up in the hood, and pizza was always that food that you could fill your stomach with, and it was cheap.
Yeah, it was.
So I grew to love pizza immensely, and I also felt like if we were getting pizza in our house, I felt like it was a party time in our house. Like, oh, we're getting pizza. Somebody's not cooking. I just felt kind of like special.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I even kind of feel like our kids feel like that now. Like, when we get them pizza, they're just like, ooh, we're getting pizza tonight. Like, it just immediately brings, like, that fun essence into the household that it's a pizza night.
Right? So, here's a fun fact, right?
Come on, like, who doesn't love a pizza party?
The reason why we love all of these foods and the reason why they're so good to us when we come out of the club drunk at 2 or 3 in the morning is that
2, 3 in the morning.
2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, right?
6, 7, 8, 9,
right.
10.
So
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
The reason is that because rich in heart, healthy, monosaturated fats, avocados are one of the best foods you can eat before and after a night of drinking alcohol. That's because it takes much longer for it to digest than protein or carbs and can help slow down the absorption of alcohol in your bloodstream. So we are drawn, naturally, to these type of foods, these fatty, greasy foods because they just sit.
Our body's saying, please help me.
Yes.
Because the bitch is drunk.
Yes. So don't think you're a fatty. Your just body wants it because all the alcohol you put in your body.
Oh, wow. So, I can't believe that Max just brought an A&S pizza with the best garlic knots in all of Staten Island. I just want to give a shout out to A&S Pizza of Staten Island. I'm going to tell you why. Again, growing up where I grew up, A&S Pizza was the spot. And I'll tell you why. You can not only order a pizza from A&S, you could order a fucking pack of cigarettes, you could order a White Owl, you could order some beer, and they would bring it to you. So you would call A&S Pizza and you'd be like, hi, can I get a large cheese pizza, an order of garlic knots, a pack of Newport Lights,
and a White Owl.
and a White Owl, and possibly bring me a old English 40, and they would bring it to you. They would charge you for whatever it was for the price of the other stuff that they were buying because A&S Pizza had a bodega right next to them.
Listen,
they would just go buy it.
That's what you call customer service.
Yo, they would just go buy it, and then they would charge you an extra $5 fee on top of that. And yo, when you just sitting on your front porch and they bring that, I will give you whatever the fuck you want for that.
Customer service at its finest. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. And before we go, coming in at an honorable mention.
Honorable mention?
Oh,
really? You got an honorable mention, Evo?
And my man George said it is motherfucking Grace Papayas. Okay?
Yeah, because hot dogs.
No, but not only hot dogs.
Yeah,
but Grace Papayas was the shit.
Yeah.
And it still is the shit, but they up their prices, so it's not that great of an experience anymore. You used to go there for 99 cents you can get a hot dog. And I think for like $1 something you can get like 2 dogs and a soda. It was like the broke man special.
Can I be honest? I've never eaten at Grape Papayas.
Oh man, I've had tons of Grape Papayas. In a movie,
But you've never eaten a hot dog off of the ferry, so you know.
No, I haven't. But there's a movie, I forgot what movie it was, where someone gets Grace Papayas flown into them. Because of how much of a staple Grace Papayas is or was at the time.
So we actually said that we were going to run a little longer tonight, but we are actually coming to an end of the live. So again, I just want to mention it is my birthday. My favorite charity is Flatbush Cats. So I would love if you can take some time, if you already haven't, to donate to. They are my favorite charity. They help cats that are on the street. They trap and release. They get them spayed and neutered. They get them medical attention. My handsome son Mateo will put in the link for you. You can also find them on Instagram under Flatbush Cats. They're obviously out of Brooklyn. They're my favorite charity. So with that being said, I actually had a friend that I was talking to today. I'm gonna tell you could take that down. But you could put the link in for me. So I had a friend and we were discussing today on via text, just about life in general, and they were talking about the show that we have, and they gave me some recommendations of things to talk about, and they brought up something that I thought was really funny, so I just wanted to share it with you, and then we'll close up the live for us. So again, this is something that Evo and I don't eat, but Evo has said that he has eaten it once upon a time. So shout out to Mike G. He wanted to know how everyone felt about the McDonald's McRib and why in the fuck do they keep taking it off the menu and bringing it back. So I personally have never had a McDonald's McRib. I don't even know what it tastes like, so I can't say whether or not I'm like, oh yes, they need to keep that shit on and need to take it off. Can you please tell me what you think about it? I don't know.
I've had a McRib before, and to be honest, it's the only thing on the McDonald's menu that's smothered in barbecue sauce.
Okay.
So I think for that reason, it's why it's so special.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. It's just a mystery meat molded, whatever you call it, between two buns, smothered in barbecue sauce. And I think that's just why it's so special, because there's nothing else on the menu like it. So because they offer it, and you can't get a sandwich with some fries and a soda that is just covered in barbecue sauce.
Okay.
All the time, people always want it back.
Okay, so Muncie says, "Girl, I just ate one today. It's normally a Christmas thing." Okay.
I didn't know that.
I've never had a McRib, so I can't say whether or not I'm like, oh my god, they definitely should keep it. What I will say is the one thing I thought about when we thought about this was Wendy's spicy chicken nuggets. Yeah. How they were always fucking taking it off and bringing it back, and then people went on Twitter and protested that shit, and now Wendy's has made it a staple on their menu that there's always spicy chicken nuggets.
Yeah, well, spicy chicken nuggets, they hit different.
Yes.
I will tell you, I've had the McRib and I've had the spicy chicken nuggets, and the spicy chicken nuggets, they hit different.
I'll be honest, I've actually never had the spicy chicken nuggets either.
I will fight for spicy chicken nuggets. The McRib, I'm not too sure about.
He will say he ready to fucking box Wendy out. So Muncie says barbecue sauce and rib meat with onions and pickles. And then
but Muncie, wait.
So wait. So Corey says, okay, wait, hold on. So Edgar says McRib has been overrated since the 90s. I said it.
Yes, and there's a reason why.
Corey says, laughing I can't even read right now, guys. The tequila's hitting right now. Laughing my ass off at the mystery meat. And then Melissa says, no McRib for me. Sounds like mystery meat. Why is it shaped like it is? It has no bones. And then Muncie says barbecue. Okay, so I read that already. And Muncie says because of COVID, they didn't have it, so they brought it back now. Okay. So because I was asked this question about the McRib, I needed to know what the McRib was because I've never eaten it before. So I had to understand.
More like the McRatatata.
So this is what is on the internet about the McRib. The McRib consists of restructured boneless pork patty shaped like a miniature rack of ribs. So there was a picture that I found, and I chose not to share it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but to my understanding, when it is said that the McRib consists of restructured pork meat, it is an assortment of pork meat. And what that basically means is butthole. There are any part of the pig that is not being used as a primary cut.
Yeah.
They're putting that all together. They're grinding it up and they're reconstructing it. It literally says reconstructing it to look like a rib.
I wonder if rib is an acronym for what it really is.
Like,
and they call it the McRib.
Random inspected beef. I don't know, like
some crazy shit, right? Where like some technical name of like random like rejected fucking parts of a pig, and they call it. They were like, oh, this is clever. Let's call it the McRib. We're gonna fucking mold this shit up like a rib patty and put that shit on the market.
Okay, and then Melissa says, fun fact, the chili at Wendy's is the scraping of the old burgers that got stuck to the grill. Oh God.
Oh, why you do that, Muncie? What's that?
That was Melissa. And then Muncie says, yes, they taste different from the 90s. No, it's no, it's pork. Okay, listen. I have not eaten, I can't even tell you the last time we ate pork. It's probably been a good 4 years at this point. Yeah. Again, I've never had a McRib, so I can't even tell you, I can't even argue that point.
It's tough, but all I gotta say, if you eating a McRib or rib something, there should be some ribs in that motherfucker. Like, I don't understand how you have this patty fucking made would look like it had ribs in it. If I'm gonna have ribs, I wanna pull the bone off the motherfucker. Like, I want, and then I want to suck on the bone. I want to do
how you want to do it, Evo?
Hey. Don't go there, all right? You know I like to eat, all right?
I know you do. But that's why I'm asking you because, I told you before, Evo will eat with his eyes closed.
I like to eat. I will try to I'll suck on the bone marrow. I want to get the juices out of the bone marrow, and I don't even eat meat anymore. But I tell you right now, I still enjoy the idea of it.
Yeah.
So that being said,
that's all we have for you.
No, well, wait, one more thing.
One more thing, really?
Yes, it's about McDonald's. So for all of you who don't know. And for all of you who are kind of health conscious, selective about what you're eating, and like to a little bit more health choices, Beyond Meat and McDonald's are in collaborations to come out with the McPlant. So if you're looking for
what does it have to do with health conscious? Because the Beyond
it's
burger's not any better.
Okay, it's supposed to be a healthier alternative to if you don't eat meat.
I disagree, but okay. I don't think it's healthier.
Okay, the word was supposed to be. I don't know if you heard that. So, and I quoted it. It's
in quotations.
Supposed to. All right.
Okay.
Called the McPlant.
It's still fast food. That shit is trash. It's filled with sodium. And I might add that the McRib has almost 900 milligrams of sodium in it, which is an average human's 1 day of serving of sodium.
Yeah.
I cannot fuck with that shit.
You gonna die.
But I'm not gonna front. Have I eaten a Whopper from Burger King?
Or have you ever had a double stacked big fish sandwich from Burger King?
No, but I'm talking about the Impossible Burger from Burger King, and we've also had it from White Castle.
No, I'm talking about I've ordered 2 big fish sandwiches.
Oh my God.
Pulled out the 2 fish sandwiches, stacked them up on top of each other, and made that shit like a Big Mac big fish sandwich.
So Muncie's saying when y'all come to Dallas, come visit visit Off the Bone in Dallas. Listen, that's what hot dogs are, reconstructed beef products. Okay, so on that note, so yes, Muncie, Burger King does have something like that. We've actually had the Impossible Burger.
It's pretty good. Taste-wise, it tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good. It's something that we have as a treat every now and then since we don't eat red meat.
Like if we're on the road and we've got no options, we'll stop at Burger King.
No, but there's actually times that we've actually just brought it just to have it because a bitch is, having one of those days, a Saturday when I want to eat whatever the fuck I want. But that actually brings us to the end of our live for tonight. We stood on a little bit longer because it is my birthday.
A bit longer, 20 minutes after.
Oh my God, Mateo's over here dying.
Tell them why.
Huh? Tell them why what?
Tell them why we stood on longer.
Because it's my birthday! It's my birthday! But I just want to say thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. We appreciate you. Absolutely. And again, if you are enjoying our stream, if you are enjoying our live, please like, comment, and share with friends and family. And again, donate to Flatbush Cats on Instagram. You can find them very easy. Flatbush Cats on Instagram. They are my favorite charity for my birthday. They will take a donation as little as $5. It means so much. Cue the Sarah McLachlan. No, I'm just joking. But honestly, thank you so much. Until next Friday, until we see everyone.